Hey guys! So it's been a really long time and I am so sorry. I do have an explanation. To put it in one word, school. Oh, by the way, the thing in my mouth, it's gum. Yeah, it's gum. Um, so it's been a really long time and I am very sorry. Anyway, so I have just decided from the back of my mind to do this little video about what school has taught me. So, the first and one of the most important things it has taught me is how to get ready in like 10 minutes. Because, I mean, I know we've all been there. We've all been late for school, we've all been in a rush, unless you're like just entering school for some reason or your school doesn't really have a late policy, which I've never heard of. But yeah, I have learned how to have breakfast, put on my clothes, and get out the door in like 10 to 15 minutes max, which is actually a really useful skill. And it's one of the few things in my life that school, like above the age of middle school, I will actually use in life. So that's a good thing. Another thing that school has taught me is be careful what you tell people. Because I've had people who I barely know come up to me and tell me something about another person, and I'm like, dude, this is your best friend. Why would you tell me this? I mean, I'm glad I know. I'm not gonna gossip about it. I don't do that. But like, they still told me, and I'm like, I barely know you. Okay, so like, Becky has this big crush on Rob, and don't tell anyone though. Like, just don't tell anyone, okay? Um, okay, sure, yeah. You promise? It's like a total secret. Sure, but one question. Who's Becky? And who's Rob? See my point? Like, has this ever happened to you? Um, Again, I don't like gossip, but like, it's just really odd. And even the people you do know sometimes, even they'll be the kind of people to go ahead and like just tell other people other stuff about you. And it just kind of surprises me that some of your closest friends, who you think are your closest friends, don't actually wind up being as close as you think they are. Another thing that school has taught me, keep in mind, none of this is actual lessons like math class. This is all like life lessons. So maybe you find this funny, maybe you don't. I don't know. Anyway, school has also taught, or technically the people in school have taught me, that the way people respond to kindness is amazing. Like, you smile at someone on the first day of school, and little do you know that they'll wind up being a really good friend of yours throughout the rest of the year. Whether or not you wind up being best friends, well, maybe, but you still will wind up at least being acquaintances. Not saying this is always the case. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, there are times where, I think that I have, like, oh, this person and I are going to be such good friends, and it's like, what was her name again? Or, like, they don't remember my name or something. But there are times when that situation will work out pretty well. For example, I'm going to take this year as an example because I really liked this year of school so far. Now there are a couple people who come to mind. I'm not going to name names in case they're watching this. Keep in mind it's a good thing, good things that I'm about to say to them, but still. So basically, I sat down one day in my Spanish class, and I turned to the girl next to me, who we were assigned these seats next to each other. I smile at her. She smiles back. I'm like, hi, my name's Angie. What's your name? And then she tells me her name. I'm not going to say it. But turns out I had 2 periods later, I had a class with her. And I'm like, wow. Like, and I wound up sitting next to her in that class too by assigned seats, which was kind of a miracle because she's a really nice person and I'm glad I get to sit next to her. And now we're pretty decent friends. I mean, I wouldn't say that we're like best friends. We don't really talk to each other much outside of those classes. She's kind of like an acquaintance, but still, I mean, she's pretty nice and a pretty cool girl. Now, this can also go horribly wrong. So now in 7th grade, I turned to the girl next to me, sitting next to me in science, beginning of the year. I introduced myself. I asked her what her name is, and she goes, again, I'm not going to actually say her name, but imagine the was the name. And I'm like, what? Like, I couldn't understand what she was saying, and then she's like, I'm sorry, what was that? Okay. Now keep in mind, when I said okay, I still didn't know her name by this time. I found out from the teacher calling attendance what her name was. She was just being really rude for the sake of being really rude. And I'm glad that I didn't try to make any more effort trying to be her friend, because she turned out to actually be kind of rude, like just overall. So, I mean, yeah, this doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. And when it does, then that's a good thing, and you'll be really glad that it happened. Another friendship related thing is you'll often make friends through your already friends. I'm gonna take middle school as an example. I made friends when I first moved to where I live now. It was the start of middle school, and I made friends with a certain group of people. 7th grade, another middle school kind of came to us. I'm not gonna explain it, it's kind of complicated. But we got a whole bunch of new people coming in. And there were some people joining our friend group, and I was not happy about this. I kind of thought some of these people were gonna steal my friends. I was just really upset overall. I'm like, I don't want this. Why is this happening? And it didn't seem right to me. I felt like they were taking over. I'm like, oh my god. I was still open to it, but it just didn't really seem like it was gonna turn out that great. Little did I know I'd be really wrong about that. Then I enter the end of 7th grade, and I started hanging out with some of these people a little bit more, and they're really nice. And let's just say by middle of 8th grade, I could determine that one of these people was like one of my best friends, and I would have never met her if it weren't thanks to these friends that I already had. And honestly, I'm really glad that I did meet her, even if like we had to go through some stuff, like we never went. But yeah, although honestly when I first met her, I thought she was kind of obnoxious, and she knows this. But now we're really good friends, and she is one of my best friends, and I'm proud to say it. And you know, some of the people you'll just meet, and over the course of like maybe hanging out a couple of times, you might just become friends with them. That's how I became friends with another one of my friends. Now, on a more funny note, so this next thing is favoritism. It happens all the time. It doesn't always have to be teachers doing it to students. It can literally be friends doing it to other friends, like favoriting them over other friends. But basically, it happens a lot, and I don't know what determines who gets favorited according to a teacher or like maybe another friend to another friend, but it happens a lot, and I've tended to notice some patterns. So I'm going to tell you guys some stories and what I learned from them, and in my opinion, they're actually pretty funny. A lot of you guys are going to be like, this is not funny at all, but hey, I mean, at least you can learn what I learned from them. So that's a good thing, right? So this first story takes place over the course of like 2 years or so. So I made friends with this girl. Well, I made acquaintances with this girl in 8th grade. In 7th grade, we were not very close. I didn't really like her. I didn't hate her, I just didn't like her. But we made friends in 8th grade. And I'm really glad we did, honestly. Not super good friends, but friends. So one day she asks to sit with me and my friends. So I say, sure. And then this happens the very next day. By the way, I'm gonna be on this side anytime I like talk as myself in one of these situations that I'm showing you guys. Whoever else I'm like talking to will be on this side. So where were you? You said you were gonna sit with us. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot. Sorry. It's okay. Well, if you want to sit with us today, we usually sit by the table closest to the stage, closest to the cafeteria line. Okay. So you guys are following me, right? Like I invited her to sit with me, she missed, so I invited her to sit with us again. Keep in mind, I meant once. Now I'm not saying I wasn't okay when she started sitting with us every single day since then, but I am saying it wasn't necessarily her choice to just kind of like come. Now, again, I'm always welcome to other people coming, but my friends weren't. And this became quite the problem between everyone. Anyway, so fast forward to like 9th grade, everyone was like, why is she still in our friend group? Why was she even in there in the first place? So they kicked her out, and oh boy. So then I tried to be the nice friend who like still tries to keep people together or at least prevent the drama. No, that backfired. My biggest tip, like the lesson out of this, don't get involved in drama. I didn't. I just tried to like be the one to at least make it not so bad between them. Second biggest tip, if something happens because of your friends, make sure they make it clear to the person it's happening you're not involved. And if they come to you, then fine. But if they don't come to you, then drop it. Just don't even get involved. Trust me. Hope you learned something from that. And the final, more serious lesson that I really, really hope you take out of this is treasure every moment, whether good or bad. Understand some of your best times will happen at school, or like school events. And some of your worst times are going to happen at school/school events. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this or got something out of it in some way. Anyway, I hope you guys like this and that you comment down below, like this video, and subscribe. And I hope you have a good day. Bye!